Today we're going to talk about something that's going to save you time and money and just takes a few simple steps. Welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we are going to talk about meal planning. In today's fast-paced world, meal planning has become an essential tool for those looking to stick to a budget, stick to a diet, or just manage their time better. By planning your meals in advance, that can help you avoid those last-minute decisions to hit the drive-thru or eat something unhealthy and get you totally off of your diet. It also can help prevent really blowing your grocery budget. So today, we're going to walk through the basic steps of meal planning. We're going to call it Meal Planning 101. Okay, so before we get into the actual steps, let's talk about the benefits of meal planning. One is cost savings. We're going to evaluate what we have before we go buy stuff, so we're not buying extra. We actually have a plan in mind. The second benefit would be healthier eating. If you plan in advance, you can plan those healthy meals and then make sure you have those ingredients. This helps control what we're eating and also how much we're eating. The third benefit is going to be time management. Because we set time aside at the beginning of the week, every day you don't have to worry about what you're cooking for dinner each day. It's already planned out for you. This is a huge stress relief, and I found that we eat out a lot less because it's already planned, it's already thought of, and I just make it because I know I have the ingredients and that's what I planned on. Another benefit is the amount of food waste. Because I planned my meals around what I had and then just got the missing ingredients, I find that I'm using things up, I'm not throwing things away, and I'm not buying extra stuff that I'm not going to use. Okay, so let's get into it. So step number one is we're going to take an inventory. We're going to dig in the freezer. I know it's scary down there, but there's something down there you forgot about. We're going to make a list of everything that we have in our fridge, our freezer, and our pantry. So in the pantry today, I'm going to make a list of what I do have. I'm going to take an inventory of what I already have. So once I get this list together, I'm going through my items. I'm going to be thinking of meals that I could make. Maybe I'm just missing one or two ingredients, or I will also have a list so that if I'm not thinking of it right now, maybe by the time I go through the freezer and the fridge, some of these things can come together for a meal. So I'm going to go through, having things organized makes it a little bit easier so that you can see what you have, and then also get an idea if you need anything, so you'd want to know that too. So just writing down everything that you have, try to group things together so it's easier. For some reason I'm really have a lot of garbanzo beans. I guess I had some plans for that at one point that I have no clue what I was making with that. Okay, so we've done the pantry. Now we're going to move on to the fridge, and we're going to continue writing our list. Okay, so we have the fridge on inventory. Don't forget the freezer. There's lots of stuff hiding in there. Make sure that you're digging down and getting the entire list. Okay, now that we have our inventory list of everything that we already have, we're going to start meal planning. So get yourself a notebook, and we're going to write out what we're going to make each day. Keep in mind the things that we have in the pantry so that we're using those up, and think of things that you need minimal ingredients. So if you're making spaghetti and you just need a pound of hamburger because you have the pasta and the sauce, then spaghetti is going to be on the menu. If you have something in the fridge that's about ready to go bad, maybe it's time to use that up, and maybe that's one of the first meals that you're going to make. So start writing out your menu. That would be step number 2. Okay, bonus tip. Step number 2 on making your menu, look at grocery apps. See what's on sale. As you're making your menu, keep in mind what's on sale. If hamburger's a great deal, then maybe the family is going to eat more hamburger this week. If chicken's a good deal, we're going to have chicken. So that would be a bonus tip. Step number 3 is we're going to make our grocery list. So using our inventory list and our menu, we're going to figure out what are the missing ingredients. So we're going to write that down as a list. Step number 3, make a grocery list. Bonus tip on this step, cross check your grocery list with your pantry just one more time, just in case you forgot something. It's really easy to forget what spices you have. I may have 4 or more things of cinnamon in my cupboard right now because I thought I was out and I bought more and now I have way too much. So that'd just be a bonus tip. So next, we're gonna hit the grocery store. We have a clean list. We know exactly what we're gonna buy because we know exactly what we're gonna make. So we're gonna hit the grocery store. And if you're sticking to a budget, really resist those impulse buys. Okay, so you're back from the grocery store, you have all your ingredients, you have your plan. The last thing that we're gonna do before we kick off our week is we're going to see if there's any prep work we can do. Can we, peel the carrots, chop them up, chop the onions, anything like that that will make our lives easier during the week. We're gonna do that as our final step for meal planning. Okay, there are a couple of really common challenges with meal planning, so let's talk about those now. One is time constraints. So sometimes we'll make this great meal plan. Perhaps we've looked at cookbooks, we've found these great recipes, we got all the ingredients, then it didn't work out. Whether it took too long or we just said, oh yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That would be an indication that you made something, you planned it too complicated. So next round, we're gonna make something simpler, or we're just gonna reduce those new recipes to maybe just on Sunday, we'll make a new recipe. Other than that, we're gonna make simpler meals that don't take so much time. Another common challenge is dietary restrictions. So hopefully in your family, if you have people that are gluten intolerant or anything like that, you've took that into account and adjusted your meal accordingly. But I would think that meal planning actually would be very beneficial for those with dietary restrictions because you are thinking in advance of what those are. Another common challenge that can be with meal planning is you're not taking into account what's in season. And so meal planning has just gotten really, really expensive. And so the tip I gave you about looking at your grocery apps and the ads and stuff is very important, because if strawberries are, $5 a container, then maybe those aren't going to be on the budget. We're going to wait until they're $1.50 a container in the summertime, and then we'll put them on the menu. So that's something that you want to keep in mind. Really look and see what's in season so that your meal plan makes sense for your budget. Okay, at the end of the week, take a minute to reflect on how it went. Did you actually stick to your meal plan? Did the family actually like the meals that you made? Or do some adjustments need to be made? So as your first meal plan, don't be too hard on yourself if it didn't work out. This is really an art. It takes a lot of practice, and honestly, we never get it perfectly right. As soon as I do, then my family complains I'm making the same meals over and over again and I have to adjust it. So don't be hard on yourself if it didn't work out. Just stick to it. This really is going to help you in the long run once you get it down, at least to the point that it only takes you an hour to plan. Grocery shopping has been cut in half because of the planning you put into it, and that you have a list. It makes it a little bit more predictable for your budget. You know how much you're spending each week. This, in my family, has really reduced our food budget because we're not wasting food. We're eating what we have, and we're also eating what's in season and is on sale at the grocery store. So good job at your first attempt. Maybe it wasn't your first attempt, but I hope you found these tips beneficial. Okay, you're equipped with the basics of meal planning. So let's start planning that week. I'd love to hear what you made and how it went, or any challenges that you had. Share those down in the comments. And other than that, we'll see you next week.